Nothing could stop me.
Well, the weather outside couldn't be better. They've opened the roof and the retractable windows on the sides, and it's time for football at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Now last year's leading rusher in the NFL, this is Jonathan Taylor. Room here to run. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. Right off the bat, a chunk play into enemy territory.
And I don't care how you plan for it. I don't care what you see on tape where you think you can get that type of a play. That's still a great rush and a little bit of a surprise to break off a run like that this early in the game.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. The Colts at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A solid stiff arm. 53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From the red zone now, Mariota. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
To throw again on second down, Mariota. And this one incomplete, threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
On third down, Mariota. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Decent gain on the scramble at 6, but now it's 4th.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
Well, they certainly were moving it well and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's wondered in his game partner. Will this offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the... wrapped it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go, but when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's the rookie out of, and right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. From the 30 on 2nd down, Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Well, this defense for the Colts, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 33. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And again, it's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Quiddy Pay getting in there and burying him behind the line. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that'll be caught by Toney. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Von Miller able to finally wrestle him down for what's just going to be a huge loss, and it takes us to 4th down as well. These two teams all tied after one. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Hardman on the return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive. They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone. Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Mahomes. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Joe Fortson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Just a lone field goal for him so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. And he's got some space here. Touchdown! Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play. And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Grover Stewart. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Catch is made by Hardman. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 30. To throw, it's Mahomes. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. So he stopped for no gain, and that'll make it 2nd down. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance. I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. throwing again on second down. Mahomes. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to air one out. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that point from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Mariota. Campbell making the catch. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They go play action. Mariota. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Von Miller. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Here's Hardman to return. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions.
And he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And some room to work.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 94 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. A 1st down throw for Mariota. Touchdown Colts! Michael Pittman, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Colts are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Point after, right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your...
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Colts pick it up. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Extra point attempt to come here. And they will take a 7-point lead now. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. That's into the hands of Fortson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Colts will take over possession here up at the 44. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 44. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. First and 10, Taylor now. Uses the stiff arm. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marcus Mariota with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, they'll run it here. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from a strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Mahomes now to throw.
And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Chiefs are back within a score. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
To the right side, this is Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Again, it's Taylor. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
136 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On the draw is Taylor.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Play fake. Mariota. They'll roll him out right.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. To throw Mariota. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
George Karlaftis
brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that's CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now Mahomes got to have this one. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. The 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
On 2nd and 7, Mariota. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. And he's got room. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, I don't want to take too much away from his performance throwing the football. He's got the 4 touchdown passes, but this now a 2nd interception of the ball game.
And, partner, part of what's gotten him the 4 touchdowns is a certain fearlessness. But that fearlessness borders with recklessness, and the latter just occurred.
Buddy Johnson there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Mariota. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. It's a gain of 35. A give for Taylor running right side. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Boy, 184 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. On third down, here's Taylor. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And his kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show. Because most of...
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's in for the touchdown. And barring a miracle, the extra point can win this football game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And that might be enough to win them the football game as they now take the lead in the final seconds. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
Here's Mariota. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Oh, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. It's Joshua Williams with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for the Chiefs, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1.